Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down big ideas. Today, we're diving into one of the strangest and most transformative journeys in literature, from Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. Okay, let's set the stage. Our main character, Lemuel Gulliver, is a man who just can't seem to stay on dry land. The thing is, every single voyage he takes ends in some kind of spectacular disaster. And that brings us to his next misadventure. So his latest trip starts with a pretty familiar pattern of chaos. He's on a ship, it gets attacked by pirates, and boom, he's set adrift all alone. But this time, when he lands on some mysterious island, the weirdest thing isn't on the ground. It's floating in the sky right above him. And that leads him to the flying island of Laputa. It's a society that is completely obsessed with knowledge. But let's just say they have a very strange and ultimately useless approach to science. So, just imagine this. You've got an entire island full of scientists, literally floating in the sky. You'd think they'd be making some incredible world-changing discoveries up there, right? Well, not so much. Their experiments were completely illogical and, honestly, just absurd. They were all focused on these impossible goals. And this is a brilliant satire, you know? It's a direct jab at the scientific societies of Swift's time, really questioning the value of all this abstract, theoretical knowledge that has no practical use in the real world. After leaving those bizarre scientists behind, Gulliver actually becomes captain of his own ship. You'd think his luck has turned, but nope, he gets marooned again by his mutinous crew. This time he lands on an island with no people, but with two very, very different kinds of inhabitants. On one hand, you have the Yahoos, these horrible, savage creatures that look disturbingly human. And on the other, the Huinhums, noble, intelligent horses who can actually speak and live in a perfectly ordered society. This crazy contrast sets up the central, world-flipping conflict of this whole part of his journey. The Halyanims are basically a philosophical ideal. They're a society governed entirely by pure reason. They're so logical and gentle that they can't even understand what a lie is. For them, the whole point of speech is just to tell the truth. They're like reason perfected. And the Yahoos? Well, they're the dark mirror to the Huinhams. They represent the absolute worst parts of humanity, all our base passions like greed, lust, and violence. They're just pure instinct without a single shred of reason. It's Swift's pretty pessimistic view of what humanity is in its most natural state. So Gulliver gets taken in by the kind Huinhams, and as he starts to learn their language and their way of life, his own perspective on everything he thought he knew begins to shift dramatically. He's forced to see his own world through their eyes. So here's the crucial point. It's a complete reversal of everything he knows. Gulliver tries to explain his world, where creatures that look like him are the masters and creatures that look like the Huinhams are the servants. To these intelligent horses, the idea of rational beings serving creatures that resemble the disgusting Yahoos is just completely illogical and totally shocking to them. So by watching these rational horses and these brutish Yahoos side by side, Gulliver starts to see humanity itself in a brand new and frankly horrifying light. He starts to connect his own species, not with reason, but with the disgusting Yahoos. Eventually, Gulliver gets rescued and is forced to go back to England. But the man who comes back is not the same person who left. And I want you to think about that number for a second. 2 full years. This wasn't a quick visit. For 2 years, Gulliver lived in this society of pure reason. That's a long enough time to completely overwrite how you understand the world and even your own identity. It's such a crucial detail because it explains the profound depth of the change he was about to go through. Back in England, he's physically disgusted by the sight and smell of other humans, even his own family. He just can't see them as rational beings anymore. He only sees them as yahoos pretending to be civilized. He ends up buying horses and just spends all his time in the stable, preferring their company to his own wife and kids. And that leaves us with the huge question at the heart of his incredible journey. He learned to value pure reason and truth above everything else, but in doing so, he lost all tolerance for flawed, passionate humanity. So, was his enlightenment worth the price of his own humanity? What do you think?